Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, when tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls if you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit fitted, times two. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than an avalanche, way above average. Fish taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Brand new Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's some dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they don't know how I did it. Got it out the mud, straight to glory, they don't know how I fed. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, up to solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in beast mode lately, you is 9-step. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Ain't coming like we coming, you can't even count. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch, bless your heart. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they don't know how I did it. Got it out the mud, straight to glory, they don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's with me and that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Nigga, I'm joking. I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that E-Line into a damn tank. I got chopper stash in that attic like they in Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters So special. This shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive. 12 rounds hit hard, and this shit gon' go the distance. Way to exit cool, but wait till you see the interest. Know that we them niggas when we walk inside the entrance. Put me as the GOAT, you should be honored to get a mention. All my clips is standard, but I still get extensions. Switch on the big 30, sound like when it's spitting. Album so high, I had to give them an extension. One West till they bury me. Yeah, that's the commitment. Don't trust the soul, niggas purring or they hissing. Been winning so much, they didn't think I put the fix in. Get the game to go my way, they gon' thinking that I rigged it. If I say it in my raps, I would do it or I lived it. What you say in your raps is entertainment, you just kidding. Hard times, I got tired of being broke, so I fixed it. This pole get the job done. Nigga, this is stick shit. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. The life that I chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand till we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them, 40 days, 40 nights, shit is endless. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. This the life that we chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them, 40 days, 40 nights, this shit is endless. I believe in reincarnation, so you know this endless. I'm solidified and stamped, that's why I walk with a signet. Build it from the ground up, did it all independent. Don't put your head in my business, to the wall I'm appended. They say I walk around like I'm perfect, bitch, I'm sinless, blameless. And if you ain't the same, I'm against it. Was born with the shit, the other half, I'm just gifted. 20 on me, wish a nigga would so I could spend it. Start from the branch, then I ain't at the soil. You got a pair on me, that'll leave your family trees for you. Can't catch you, then I get your man, make him lord you. Your only comp is me, and I'm trying to be cordial. I feel like I'm royal, you interchange with the mind. I love a 10 with a sexy walk, but I take a switch with a 9. Gear up and go crazy when they tell me it's time. Empty the whole clip to the last shot like the game on the speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. The life that I chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand till we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them, 40 days, 40 nights, shit is endless. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. This the life that we chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them, 40 days, 40 nights, this shit is endless.
One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends, so we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you sucker trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team my all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominence. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. obligata. For the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper, been the stopper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going off Patron and premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The war heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they eat song, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spit like a tire, down the deep. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
This is Let the Hebrew Speak. General Katham is going to be in the building. We're holding down for General Hazayan and Captain Akad Abarayam. Again, this is Let the Hebrew Speak. Shalom, Yahbashim Shabakatham, Shalom, Yahbashim Bashim Shah, I'm Officer Abarayah. We are here for, this radio show is here for our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, women, and children. That's what this radio show is for. We're here to uplift our people, to teach our people, to bring them out of the world, bring them back into the truth, and show them that these laws, statutes, and commandments is very important to keep in these last days and time, because it's the only way we're going to get saved from the destruction that's going to come. If we want to get, if we want the Lord's protection, if we want the Most High on our side in these last days of time, if we don't want to be under the curses anymore, getting through all this police brutality, all this violence, all this drug addiction, gang banging, being put into the prison systems. If we want all these curses to end, we need to come back to these. We need to come back to our God. We need to come into the I.S.U.P.K. We need to learn the truth, and we need to start doing the right thing. We can't do what we once did. We can't learn everything we learned in the world, and it hasn't helped us. It was all lies to begin with. We was taught the Christian church is a lie. Christ is a black man. He's not a white man. The Most High God is a black man in spirit. The angels are black men. The Christian church, everything about the Christian church is a lie. So we need to get out of the world. We need to get out of the Christian church, Muslim mosques. We need to get out of Egyptology and all of these fake religions, because it's a detriment to us. We need to come together, and we're gonna get that in Zephaniah 2:1, because we this is all we have, Israel. We don't have nothing else. What else is there? What else is out there for us? Nothing. This is Satan's kingdom. This is Satan's kingdom. So he's ruling. He's ruling this kingdom, and without the Lord on our side, without his wisdom, we don't know how to navigate these waters that we're in. So this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. The Lord is commanding us to gather ourselves together. The blacks, the Latinos, the First Nation, men, women, and children are a family. We are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, and we need to come back to our God. We need to come back. The Lord our God, the Lord our God. He is the only living God. There's no other God above him, with him. The other God, the gods of the nation are idols, they're vain, they can't help you nor hurt you, they don't exist. They're the figment of the imagination of the heathen's minds. They can't smell, taste, hear, move, walk, they're nothing. And the nations, we know in Ezra's, that they're like spittle, like spit, like a drop that falls from a bucket. So we should cling to our own. Every man, every beast loveth his like. Every man should stay with his own kind. The black man, the black, Hispanic, and Native, a man and woman should stick to one another. The East Indian man and woman should stick to one another. There should be no interracial marriage. Should be no interracial marriage. There's too much of that going on. That's why the earth was flooded 4 times because of interracial marriage. The sons of God were having was laying down, marrying daughters of men. Can't do that. The Most High God hates that. Everything should be separate. We're a separate people. We're a holy nation of people, a separate nation of people. So we're going to read it again from the top. Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. See, we need to gather together, Israel. It's about that time. It's high time for us to wake out of sleep. It's time for us to get out of this darkness and come into this light and show our light before men. We shouldn't be scared to rock the truth. We shouldn't be scared to put on those boots, those braids, to put on our covers, to put on our shields. We need to bet it all black. Come back to the Most High God. That's what we need to do. So, gather together. The Lord, it's very important. It's very important for us to gather together. Gather together. We need to come back to one another. We brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. We need to know how to, when there's an ought between one another, go to him and be alone. Go to him and be alone. And if he hears you, we have gained our brother. We're a family. When we got out of Egypt, Moses led us out of Egypt. He was in the wilderness. It was all we had was each other. That's all we had. So we need to, even though we're surrounded by heathens, we have to stick to our own. Because look, it says, we read on, O nation not desired. We're that nation not desired. We are that nation not desired here on this earth, because we are Yasharala, which means prince if you're a man, or princess if you're a woman, of the power. We're royalty. We're a nation of kings and priests. We're a nation of kings and priests. Priest is the one who do the service of the Lord. And the priests and prophets are in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. That's where the priests and prophets are. So the priests do the service of the Lord, and the prophets prophesy against these nations and warn people about what's to come, and tell them to change their ways. We need to because it says, "O nation not desired." No one out here, the oppressor hates us. All the other nations hate us. They only use and abuse us. We're not desired. We are in captivity here in America. We're not even in our own land. We're not in Israel. We are the Israelites. We're not in Israel. We are the lost tribe of the nation of Israel. The so-called Jewish man, he's a phony. He did identity theft. They're culture vultures, the oppressor. They want to steal for their own benefit. That's all they do. They are from the Caucasus Mountains. They used to be cavemen and cavewomen, drinking out of their grandmothers and grandfather skulls. Yeah, that's their culture. That's their heritage. Flintstones. They're hairy. Red all over like a hairy garment. That's the oppressor. So-called, oppressor. So let's get Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. We usually start out. Okay. So we need to we need to come back to our God. It's very important. The Lord chose us, and we should feel honored. But also, we should do what He says, because He's not playing with us. He's definitely not playing with us. Because as you can see, a lot of curses we dealt with. He's either we're going to get, if we do what He says, we're going to get blessed. If we don't do what He says, we're going to get cursed. He's our Father. He chose us, and He chose us to be His firstborn, and He's our Father. Here's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body. There is one body. And that body is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is where the Lord is dealing with. It got raised up in 1969. And we've been pushing the truth ever since. There is one body and one spirit. That's the spirit of warfare. The Most High God is a man of war. That's Exodus 15 and 3. The Most High God is a man of war. The Most High God is a man of war, and he is not. He want his children to be men of war, to be warriors. We are His battle axe and weapons of war, and He used us to destroy the nations. We got. How are we going to be doing that? First of all, no homosexual or effeminate is going to enter into the kingdom of heaven, and then you're not being a warrior. You're not being masculine. You're not having authority. You give away all your precious gifts. What a man of the Lord is supposed to be, by choosing to go against, to transgress the Lord's laws. Okay. Even as you are called in one hope of your calling. We have one hope. One hope in our call. Verse 5, one Lord. That's our King. Yahushua Mashiach. We have a king. Joe Biden, he's not the president of the Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men, women, and children. He's the president of America, but he's not the president of us. We have a king. And his name is Yahushua Mashiach, commonly known as Jesus Christ. He's waiting for the Most High God to give the order to send him back to save his people, who are the Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men, women, and children, and destroy and bring fire to this land called America, and put the other nations in captivity or slavery. One faith. We have one faith. One faith. We teach the same thing. Teach the same thing. No matter what school you go to, breakdowns are the same. John 3:16 breakdown is the same. It doesn't matter if you go to school in New York, school in Philly, school in Chicago, I.S.U.P.K school in New York, I.S.U.P.K school in Chicago, I.S.U.P.K school in Philly, I.S.U.P.K school in Canada. We all teach the same thing. We have the same mind, on one accord. We move the same as well. And one baptism, one way to get clean, one way to get these demons off of us, which are just lying spirits trying to get you to transgress the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. We have to realize that not every thought that comes into your head is your own. We have to fight. That's the condition of the battle. The condition of the battle is for men to fight. That is the condition of the battle. It's for men to fight. So, gotta be warriors, and we gotta fight. And it's worth the battle. It's a righteous fight. Now it's spiritual. Right now it's spiritual. We're fishing season. We have to go out and fish our brothers and sisters out of the world. We gotta use what we have been taught to fish our brothers out of the world, as we have been fished out of the world. Many are called, few are chosen. We have to endure in this truth. Endure. Same shall be saved. So a priest and prophet's job, one of our jobs, is that we got to warn the people. We have to warn our people about what's to come, about danger, about the Lord's wrath, about the sin and iniquity that we're committing. Because if we continue that iniquity and sin, we will get punished. The Most High God is no joke. Most High God is no joke, and we can tell because those curses in Deuteronomy 28 and 68 came. That curse in Deuteronomy 28 and 68 came to pass. We was put on those cargoes, slave ships, and we was brought here back into America. Brought here to America to be slaves under our oppressors. So let's get Ezekiel 3:17. So there's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man. This is see, all the prophets, Ezekiel included, were men. Were men. Christ was the son of a man as well. Virgin birth is a lie. This holy book, this separate book, was written by men, inspired by God, holy men, inspired by God, but men, and every man came on the earth just as the same, from their father and their mother having intercourse. So, son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. So, Ezekiel was a prophet, and what the prophets are, we are watchmen. We're watchmen over Israel. That's why we have Black Watch, Commander GEN.YAHANNA. He definitely watched all over everybody, all Israel. What does I mean by everybody? All Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, women, and children. So, therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So we have to warn. We have to warn our people. We have to warn our people about what's going to happen. And right now, we are in the last days of time. We are in the last days of time, and Christ is coming back. We can tell that we're in the last days of time because of the famines, the shortage of food, the earthquakes in diverse places, the pestilences, COVID-19, monkeypox, HIV, that's primarily hitting the LGBT community. It's running rampant And don't think COVID-19 left. So we have super gonorrhea, all these infectious diseases. We gotta be on point in these last days of time, because Christ, he is coming back, and he is a black man, and he's coming back with a sword, and his vesture gonna be dipped in blood. His garments. Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning. So no matter what, all Israel have to be given a chance to hear this word. Christ told his disciples, gave us an order: go out and teach our people. We got to go out and teach our people, teach them the good news, teach them the gospel. We got to go out and teach our people. Slack Israel. Got an important phone call. Slakia. Be right back. Slakia. Slakia Israel. Shalom Christ. Oh, come. Shalom Christ. Okay, Israel. Yeah, like I was saying. Halawakanya, bro. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Salaki, sir, if you can hear me, I don't think they hear you.
Okay.
The audience. Or me. I don't think.
I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Not yet, sir, if I may.
I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Salaki. General Katham Gabar will be back shortly. Technical difficulties. So yes, we have to warn our people. All Israel must be given a chance. Must hear Christ. Christ taught his people. Christ healed the blind, healed the sick. Shalom, sir.
Hey, Shalom, you can hear me now?
Not yet, sir. We can't hear you.
All right. No sweat. Let me jump out.
La, sir.
How about putting me backstage? How about now?
La, sir. No sound.
How about now?
Oh, you can. Oh, Slaki. Slaki, sir. The audience can hear you. Just I can't hear you.
How about now?
Can hear you. Slaki. Must be on my side.
Can you hear me now?
Slaki. The audience can hear you, sir.
Okay. But I'm gonna go out.
Slaki.
Okay. Come. Go ahead. You carry on. Okay.
Technical difficulties, Israel. Slaki about that. So yes. Christ told his disciples to go out and teach. Shalom Yabashim Shakta. Yeah, La, sir. I don't have the computer on mute. La, sir. I don't think so, sir. Karawakan. Karawakan. Sorry, sir, can you say something, sir, if I may?
Can you hear me?
I did. Nothing changed. Oh, it went out. I mean, the audio output went out. Oh, USB audio device. Speaker. Stereo mix. I got the camera. I got the real tech. Shalom. Karawakan. Speaker. Karawakan. Karawakan. Oh, the microphone's on real tech. USB. USB. Karawakan. Daughter, sir. Shalom Christ. It should be 12 now, sir, but may.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Karawakan.
Most High in Christ, brother. Most High in Christ. Hey, no sweat, out. No sweat. We got it together though. You know what I mean? So we good. We good now. And I'm gonna piggyback on what you was talking about, how the prophet's job is out there to warn the people, warn the children of Israel. Let me get Isaiah 62, verse 6. And this is the whole purpose of the ISUPK under Commander General Yahanna. This is the job. And this is exactly what we do. And our people hate us for it. You know what I mean?
I got it, sir.
Okay, go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Isaiah.
And I want to say this. It was heavy that you brought out Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, because a lot of people get that confused when we tell them that we are the prophets. The prophets of the job of a prophet is to warn the people and instruct the people and turn the people back to the Most High.
Right.
So that we can follow and obey his laws. And that way he'll fight for us. What our job is to fight our demons, fight our lusts, fight all the things that would make the Lord angry. Anything that disobeys his laws. That's the job of a prophet. We go out there in them streets and a lot of people take it lightly. But our job is committed to turning the people back to the Most High. Like this is a long fight. And in us going out there fighting against these lies, we ourselves have to fight against our own lust and demons. Go ahead and read it, brother.
Karawakan. This is the book of Isaiah, 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls.
Right. We the watchmen. We go out there in them streets every week, whether it's 90 degrees or whether it's 32, 35 degrees, we out there in them streets. Whether
Right.
it's around the holidays, no matter what. I used to bring my camp clothes to to my job, and then afterwards I would go straight to camp, being dedicated because it's a fight. That's
Right.
why brothers is always battling. Like it's always a battle. We ready for battle. It's naturally when you come into ISUPK and you get that Hebrew name, it's all about warfare. Read it again.
Oh God, I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
We ain't gonna never hold our peace, man. We gonna always go out here and speak. The Lord will always raise up men to turn the people back to him. He
Right.
will always bring that. Brothers be fighting, sisters, they also have to fight. They gotta fight things that's within themselves. They gotta fight their tongue. They gotta fight their lust. Just like the men, we gotta fight our lust and the
Right.
things we say. We gotta fight to do these laws. We didn't do the laws in our own land. So the Lord kicked us out of our land. And now he's saying, now I'm gonna make it even harder for you to fight. Now you're gonna have to put in some real work. Read on.
Oh God, yea, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
Right. Don't keep silent, man. Never hold your peace. We gotta destroy
Right.
all these lies, man. All this, everything in America is working to keep us as slaves.
Right.
Everything is to keep us sinning against the Most High. I saw a picture of Dwayne Wade's son, and they got him looking like a full-out transgender little girl. Like the white man know what he doing, man. He
Right.
know what he doing. Give me Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 7.
Oh God.
And it was good that you was bringing out how we got to go out here and warn the people. We got to warn the people to fight against themselves, man, against America and everything that America pushes on us. Go ahead and read on, brother.
Oh God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not.
Right. The white man saying, look, I'm not doing it. They doing it on their own will. They being homosexuals. You know what I mean? They being drug dealers. And black people tend to blame black people, man. We in this condition because of the so-called white man, so-called America. We in this condition. And our people, the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, they don't understand this. So the purpose of our job is to go out there and warn the people, to drop this knowledge on them, to build with these people.
Right.
Is there any more on that?
God. Because they have sinned against the Lord, the
Right,
habitation of justice.
right. That was the whole purpose. And when we sinned against the Most High turned his back on us because we turned our back on him.
Right.
So our job is to turn back to him so he'll turn toward us. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 15.
God. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 15. But Jeshurun waxed fat.
Right.
And
The Lord made us strong and rich. He said Jeshurun, called us Jeshurun. We wax fat. Everybody know that's a slang word. You know what I mean? My pockets are fat.
right.
The Lord made us rich, fed us. Came out of Egypt, we was sinning, but the Lord was still looking out for us.
Right.
Go ahead.
And kicked, thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick. thou art covered with fatness.
Right. That's what the Lord did for us. The promises that he said that he would do, he did it in the very beginning. Those promises, we trying to get back to those promises, man.
Right.
We trying to wax great and rich and fat. Read on.
Then he forsook God which made him,
Right.
and,
Keep reading.
and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation.
Right. We took it lightly. That's Jake. We'll take things lightly. We'll take things, okay, yeah, he did that. But I did this. I got this talent. You know what I mean? We start thinking that we did it ourselves. And we lightly esteemed the Most High. After all the stuff that they saw in Egypt, they lightly esteemed him.
Right.
Like he killed the firstborn of the Egyptians. You know, he brought all kind of plagues on Egyptians, destroyed all their gods.
Right.
Read on. And let me tell you something. If you got this truth, you better not lightly esteem the Most High.
That's right.
Because the truth is everything, man. That's what's keeping you safe.
Right.
Like the Lord is keeping us safe until he get the right amount of people, and then he coming for America.
Right.
Like a lot of us, we always say, man, I wish this was over. I wish this was over. But you got to think, there's other brothers and sisters that we got to go out there and teach. We got to bring them back. We got to bring them into this fold. We got to do what we got to do so we can get that amount of people that the Lord desire, and then the Lord going to turn and destroy America. We just got to keep fighting, man. The whole thing is you fight until the end. The scriptures say endure to the end.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got a demon on it, fight it back. Even Jacob fought the angel. Now you know the Lord wants you to fight back against a demon.
Right.
Joshua in his days, he seen a man coming with a sword. He pulls out his sword and he ready to fight the angel. He asked the angel, "Are you for us or against us?" He didn't know it was an angel, but Joshua was ready to rumble.
Right.
All these stories in the Bible is all about warfare. That's why the scriptures say the Lord is a man of war. And when you're a prophet, you now become a man of war because you are a prophet of the Most High, who's a man of war. Everything you fight, everything. Brothers always and ISUPK is always in battle mode. That's why it's hard to tell a trooper not to teach. He gonna be in his household battling everybody. He gonna be around his boys battling against those lies. Even sisters battle against their parents.
Right.
She not teaching, but she trying to drop this knowledge and coming up against all the lies. It's always a fight.
Right.
And this is what we do. We always in battle mode. Read on.
Okay. This is book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods.
Right. And today, here we are today, we following strange gods. Gods that was not of our forefathers.
Right.
Every religion out here is a strange god.
Right.
Every philosophy, every theory, everything that we've been listening to and been pushed on us and we done gravitated to, it's all strange gods.
Right.
Read on. So we brought wrath. We brought him to wrath. Go ahead.
With abominations provoke them. With abominations provoke they him to anger.
Right. Read on.
Verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils not
Right.
to God.
And we did all that in the past, right after coming out of Egypt, seeing all his wonderful works, freeing us. He destroyed the Egyptians, man. He destroyed the Egyptians never been the same after that.
Right.
And so shall it be with America.
Right.
Read on.
To gods whom they knew not, to new gods they came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Right. They didn't give a damn about it. Just like Abraham. He left his father's house because his father was worshiping other gods. So the Lord took Abraham out of that area. He didn't have to follow that nonsense.
Right.
That's how you got to be with your family.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Lord called us out of that nonsense, man.
That's right.
You got to give the Lord his due respect and thanks.
Right.
Like I'm so glad and grateful of the ISUPK. Listen, I still pray daily at night, just giving thanks that I'm in the truth. Because what I've seen out there in them streets, we destroy.
Right.
It's a lot of things being pushed on us, man. In these last 50 years, everything been pushed on us, man. Like I try to explain to brothers, like it ain't the young generation ain't as crazy or more crazy than the 90s or the 80s. It's just on the TV more. But what's in the streets have always been the same. We've always been dying in the streets. We've always been selling drugs. We always been molesting children. That civil rights era, after that, we became good old Americans. We done became white people. We think white. We got lust like white people. We don't care about one another just like white people. We done turned into straight up heathens. You know what I mean? Our job is to wake our people up.
Right.
That's the job. Because a lot of those people gonna come out of that foolishness. And the Lord gonna bring them in. And our job will be to fix the people and lead them right. Instruct them back to the Most High. Because that's how I got it. The Lord had mercy on me. And I ran into the UPK. And then that's when my life changed. My life is 100 times better. I understand everything that's going on around me. My mind is clearer and clearer. I'm not walking in madness or in darkness. Give me show that little. Hey, did you have that video I sent you?
I'm checking it now, sir. Sorry.
Okay, I sent it to your text and your email.
Oh, Khan, go ahead, sir.
Either or will be fine. And here's the foolishness.
Oh, I'm pulling up now, sir. Slocky.
No sweat, no sweat. Because this is what's been going on in America. And our people been watching this, and we think this is the actual way to behave when a person is upset. You know what I mean? From seeing these different shows. You know what I mean? Like Atlanta Housewives, Black Ink, all these reality shows that they put on BET and VH1, and black people love to watch them. Here's the problem. That's a TV show, it's not reality. Although they call them reality shows, but they're not reality.
You might be asking yourself, can you?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Let that play if it happens. You know what I mean?
Khan. I'm going to share the screen. Sharing the screen now.
which most of us knew about it.
This one, sir?
Yep. Con.
Playing it now, sir.
But is it being explained to y'all ahead of time? Like, we have to sell content, so there has to be some sort of content.
If you did that, there wouldn't be no clip. Probably wouldn't happen. See,
niggas would be key.
Yeah,
If you
tell a motherfucker, yo, listen, you and them motherfucker about to get into it, but don't sweat it. They're gonna be like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. Feel me?
Right.
After being in the game so many years, I gotta get in the army. Who I bet who? Point them out. What's up? You feel me?
He talking about the show.
With the checks. Yeah.
The more influence you get, the more money you get.
All right, so Sky, I know Sky was she was a headache for a little while. How did it reflect in her check?
Yeah.
People were paying her more because she was causing drama.
Niggas, people tuned in for Sky.
Right.
Hey, people tuned in for you, bro. Yeah, they know that shit, bro. If people tune in for me, yeah, that's how it is.
So you kind of feel pressured
Of
to
course.
make the money.
Yo, bro, when they
cause
say, not even, you feel pressure when you in scenes and say, yo, we need a commercial break scene. You already know what it is. I got slapped the shit out of somebody, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, can you pause that?
Listen.
What he's saying, this is Black Ink. And what he's saying is that when they tell him it's a commercial break, the so-called devil, he come to them and say, I need you to, they say commercial break. That means somebody on the show got to get smacked, like physically smacked. So they set it up, and our people look at the show like it's a reality show when really all of it is a whole lot of game and sorcery.
Right.
To make Black people that watch this show act just like that. Go ahead and continue to play it.
Khan.
You want to chime in?
Allah, sir.
Make you redo a scene.
Me and you have a straight argument.
You gotta listen to this.
Nah, hold on. I'm dead ass, yo.
This nigga's not getting it, bro. Listen to what he about to, because I know what you about to say. I saw this happen with Love and Hip Hop.
Bro, I've done it millions of times, bro.
No, he not getting what you about to do.
Bro,
Nah. Listen to this part. Nigga, you laughing at the wrong shit. Listen to what he about to say. You slap me. No. Listen. You slap me and the scene don't go good. What happens next?
Are we going right back to
You gotta slap me again. You ain't know that? Oh, you ain't know that? The producer comes, hey, Heineken, she's trying to slap you weak. Stand right here. We're gonna wipe your tears off. Please slap him a little harder. We'll give you an extra $1,000. I'm in the wrong business. You ain't know?
Yeah, because he been slapping people for free all this time.
For free? No, it's money I could be making. Smack gave you an extra $1,000. Slap them niggas.
This should be like pay-per-view sometimes. Like, ooh, let him blow it up even more. Like, Sky and Riley. You know they paid Riley to show up, right?
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? You saw they got right to work, right? That shit wasn't y'all bitches gonna talk. No, here's your money, you bitches get to fight. You know how long security took to get in that bitch? Wow. Bro, I'm in the office moving my shit like, yo, where the fuck is security? Oh shit, they letting them rock, and I'm just looking like, these bitches going crazy on each other. If you really look at that place, they was rocking for a little 5 minutes. Security was set in that shit, bro. And they throw each other against walls, bro.
You can cut it.
I mean, bro,
This is how want to make us sin against the Most High.
Right.
This is buffoonery, man. Like this right here, some real bullshit. It's like it's damn near as wrestling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what Satan does, man. So-called white man, Satan. Give me Ephesians, no, give me Revelations 12 and 12.
Okay. So I got to plug in my power cord to the computer so it don't die on me. Take me 1 second.
No sweat. But that's what goes on in America. Like they set us up with a whole lot of bullshit. Excuse my French. It pisses me off on how they show nothing but how they want us to behave. It's past beyond how they want to portray us. But they now want our young generation to be little girls, our young boys to be girls. Our black women, they want our young black sisters to act all violent and loudmouth and disrespectful. So-called white man, he a devil, man. He the damn devil, man. Read that scripture out.
Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Right.
Okay.
That's why we got to fight. Know that Satan, the so-called white man, he's gonna come down on us. Everything that he done gave us, he coming back for. That stimulus money, he gonna get that back. He ain't giving you nothing for free. He ain't giving out free money. And forget about it thinking it's free, because it's your money anyway. But he coming back for that money. That's the white man. He want to destroy you. He want to make sure that you don't turn to the Most High. That's his job. His job, the so-called white man's job, is the same job as Satan. The only difference is at least the angel is is in order with the Most High.
Right.
Not the white man. He's more corrupt than the angel.
Right.
He's the murderer, man.
Right.
He's the thief. He's the liar. Give me Ephesians 2. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. And he do all this under his power and under his authority. The so-called white man is out to destroy us. And that's what we got to get it into our people head. Like a lot of black people always say, you always talk about the white man, because he's the element that's keeping us down. If the white man would leave us alone, we'll eventually start opening up these. We'll eventually start to come together.
Right.
Read on, brother.
Okay. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 2. Wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world.
That's what the so-called white man wants you to do, want our kids to do, wanted my parents to do. Now you got all this out here. Social media, the radio, the TV, cable TV.
Right.
He wants you to walk according to the course of his world. That world is talking about is the so-called white man's world. But there's brothers like us that came out. There's sisters like us that came out of that world. And we in the UPK. Read on.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
And that's the so-called white man. He's the prince of the power of the air, the airwaves. He corrupts us.
Right.
Read on.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right. Which is the so-called white man's children. All right. Read on.
Verse 3. Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
Right.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind. And were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
Right. But in here, we're taught to fight that lust. We taught, and how you fight that lust is by obeying these laws, by obeying these protocols in the school.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point. Like, you obey these laws and these protocols, you become a disciplined brother and a disciplined sister.
Right.
You tend to raise your children up being disciplined. And they fall right in it once you raise them from young. That's what's so great about the truth. And that's what makes the ISUPK a special place.
Right.
Hell, I used to love to go to camp for battle. And all the brothers do. Right or wrong. If it ain't no battle, you feel like, yo, yeah, the camp was okay. But if you get into battle, say, yeah, man, we had like 4 battles. I remember back in the days in my younger years, I would just be in battle mode. And my rib used to say, yo, you loud. You know what I mean? Because I was just so in tune with the camp. And then come to find out, I begin to be loud. I remember one day I'm about to go to camp. I decided to stop, grab me something to eat. I just got off from work. I go into KFC, and when I ordered my food, I didn't realize how loud I was. But I'm thinking I'm talking normal. But I'm so loud that everybody turned around and looked at me. And I realized, I said, yo, you know, there's benefits in going to camp. It's benefits in being an officer.
Right.
You walk different, you look different, you talk different. You be on the job, you're the one that's different. I done got better positions just because I'm in the UPK. Because you become an officer over men, you now got the same talent to be a leader on the job.
Right.
All right. Give me the next one. Give me 1 Timothy,
Okay.
chapter 6,
Okay.
It's all about fighting, man. It's all about fighting. Okay?
This is
fight. And it's a special fight that you gotta, you know what I mean, that you gotta do to be in here.
right.
You gotta fight against all that wickedness out there, all those lies. It's all over the place, man. That's why, like I see brothers on Facebook. Now, I don't knock them, but they be battling. Then they be like, "Yo, you need to get in class." And I'm just trying to, you know, let them know that the person you telling to come into class, they hate you. They hate everything about the UPK. Everybody know about us. Last week I was working, and we was working for a cop. And don't you know that this cop, black guy, a Christian, of course he knew about us. And he was wanting to debate me, talking about, yo, one day we need to sit down and hold a debate. And he said, because he said, y'all be coming up with your own interpretation. You know what I mean? Y'all be coming up with your own interpretation. You know, and I'm like, yeah. You know what? It ain't even worth me battling you. Now, when in my younger years, I'd have been like, yo, where you want to meet at? Because I'm definitely into the fight game, but I will send a young brother to battle him. But if it ain't going to benefit me, why, if it ain't going to benefit not me, but if it ain't going to benefit the school, I don't see no sense in battling him when I can have other battles, bigger battles. You know what I mean? Go ahead and read that, brother.
Oh God. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 1. Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor,
that
It's
they
like
may.
you at?
1 Timothy 6 and chapter 6 and verse 1.
Oh, 12. Sorry, verse 12.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and have professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Right. That's what we do. We fight a good fight.
Right.
This fight is a long fight. This thing in the truth ain't a sprint. It's like a marathon that you keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Some days you're gonna feel a little weak, but that's when the brotherhood kick in, or that's when the sisterhood kick in, or that's when the council it kicks in. We got all this to help you fight this same fight that we all fight. The whole goal is to get a crown. The whole goal is for sisters to be safe under a brother with a crown.
Right.
That's the whole fight. The whole fight. We ain't doing this because the Lord just want us to do it. He want us to rule the earth.
Right.
He want us to set this in order. He want to turn the whole entire earth into a paradise. And it's funny how people talk about global warming. Let me say this. The Most High is the one who's really warming up.
Right.
He's sending all these plagues on America to let you know, yo, it's coming.
Right.
I'm about to send my son and them angels. I'm just getting started. I'm just warming up.
Right.
So-called white man will never say that it's God doing it. He'll say it's global warming because he's Satan.
Right.
He'll have you use that same term, and that's what people will believe. Like right now, black people don't believe in God. They don't believe God is bringing fire. They don't believe God is flooding. God is over in Puerto Rico flooding. And I pray for those brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And them sisters. But it's a whole entire fight that we got to fight. And it ain't a hard fight. It becomes a routine.
Right.
From day one of coming into school, it's always about fight. The first thing you got to do is start to change. You start off with the dietary laws. You fight against that. It's a fight, and you get stronger in your fight.
Right.
Like, don't think you got to fight and it's a hard fight. You just got to continue to fight. Scripture say a man falls 7 times, and he gonna keep getting back up and fighting.
Right.
You only lose when you give up, when you walk out the truth. That's when you done lost. That's when you done lost your life. Okay? Give me Jeremiah 50, chapter 51.
Okay. You know a verse, sir, or verse 1?
It should be verse 19.
Verse 19, come. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Right. It's not like the heathens, man. The portion of Jacob is not like the other nations, man. The Lord called us by name. The Lord chose us. We his peculiar treasure.
Right.
You know what I mean? We are different people, man, than all the other people, man. We different. We are social people. We are people that really have a lot of compassion. You know what I mean? Like even today, black people know what the white man have done. White people have done to us. Even today, we willing to forget. Our people are willing to forgive them. They always try to tell you, well, that happened. The white man will say, man, that wasn't me. That was my grandparents or great grandparents. That was in the past. Black people will say, yeah, you're right, and feel sorry for them. And say, I'm not going to fault you for what your parents do. But we know the scriptures.
Right.
The scriptures is going to hold him accountable for what his fathers did to us.
Right.
We held accountable for our forefathers and what they did.
Right.
Read on, brother.
Okay. For he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Right. We the former of all things, man. We got our forefathers is Adam, Shem, Noah. I mean Adam, Noah, Shem, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
You know what I mean? Adam is Christ. We the former of all things.
Right.
The laws have been since Adam. And we've kept those laws all the way down till they got written, until we became a nation.
Right.
We the former of all things, man. Read on.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
Keep reading.
Verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and
Right.
weapon.
The Lord said we are his battle axe. We fight. We fight everything against lies, all that.
Right.
We fight it within ourselves. We
Right.
fight everything. We his battle axe. We're gonna straighten up the earth. Read on.
And weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
And this is the physical fight that we will do. This is where you get a chance to really get it in. And Lord, I'm waiting on that day, and I'm fighting till I make it that day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's an old school movie with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, and it was called Piece of the Action. And I'm dying to get a piece of that action. That day gonna come when Christ comes. It's not gonna be my doing, but it's gonna be under the Lord. It's gonna be from the Lord and under Christ. Read on.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Verse 21. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Verse 22. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
Damn right. Just like they did to us. We're going to break the nations in pieces. We're going to break his horse and rider, his old man and young man. That's exactly what they did to us. That day going to come when the Lord going to have us as his battle axe. And we're going to break in pieces the nations. And we're going to set this earth right. But we first got to fight ourselves. Give me not Jeremiah, give me John 17. And you can start at 8.
This is the book of John, chapter 17 and verse 8. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me.
Right. Christ said, I done gave him the word that thou givest me. That word was the teachings of Christ. The teachings of Christ, it lay dormant for almost 1,000 years or more, and up until 1969, when brothers started to break it down. All right. Read on.
Okay. And they have received them and have known.
And we have received that teachings. Go ahead.
And have known surely that I've come out from thee.
Right.
And they have believed that thou didst send me.
Right. And we know that the Christ come out from the Most High, that he was with the Most High from the beginning. We know that he was with the Most High when the entire earth and the universe was created. Right. Read on.
Verse 9.
And we know that Christ has been sent to redeem us
Right.
from breaking the law, them laws of the Most High. He here to deliver us. Go ahead.
I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
Right. He prayed for them, meaning a certain group of people. Christ is praying for a certain group of people. That's the ISUPK.
Right.
Because we the ones who brought it all out. And it's still the same as in the beginning. Commander General Yohanna has kept it the same. All the generals
Right.
have kept it the same.
Right.
Nobody's teaching nothing different. I'm only teaching what General Yohanna has taught me. Read on.
Okay. But for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Verse 10. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine.
And those that Christ is talking about is us who fight to do the will of the Most High. We fight to do what's right. We fight to fight our demons, to fight these lies. We fight on a daily basis. That's why I talked about who prophesy day and night for all the abominations. We about that life.
Right.
We ain't interested in all that other nonsense. Like I was tripping when I found out that IUIC was so much like like so mad at us and whatever you want to call it, but they had a what they call it, a black ops. Like that is some real bitch shit.
Right.
Them purple niggas is some real bitch shit. Like how the hell would you want to worry like you worrying about another group, which makes us look like that we are those dudes because we ain't doing no black operations on them. We don't give a damn. You know what I mean? Like if
Right.
IUC was of God, they wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they was of God, you wouldn't have no need to do any of that. We don't do none of that because in here it is of the Lord. And the Spirit of
Right.
Christ is in here. You ain't got to do no black ops. Like that's some real punk shit. Excuse my language. That's some real punk garbage, man. Read on, brother.
Okay. This is the book of John, chapter 17 and verse 11. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are.
And we're gonna honor that, man, by fighting our own lust. We're gonna honor that. You know what I mean? Right, that Christ, Christ, he's praying for us to
Right.
watch over us. We're gonna honor that by doing what he say, by doing all his teachings. Like Christ was so important that he showed us how to walk in these laws.
Right.
Then he wiped away our slate. Imagine if you do a crime and you murder somebody. Christ is the man that came in and said, Abad Hayah, you ain't got to do that time. I'm gonna sit in the jail for you. Like, how many brothers can do that? Or say, well, I'm gonna go get electrocuted for you. Christ is the man.
Right.
Christ is our king. Give
Right.
me, I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4, 6.
Okay. Okay. Okay, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
Right. You know,
Verse 5. But with many of them God was not well pleased.
wrong
For their,
scripture. That's talking about Moses. Give me 2 Corinthians in chapter 10. Hey, my memory is my memory is a little is fading a little bit.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right. Our weapons are not carnal. It's spiritual. Because the entire earth now, under the white man, it's more mental. It's more spiritual.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he don't force you to sin, but he puts it in your mind to sin. You know what I mean? So our weapons are not carnal. It's more spiritual. We don't.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Those strongholds are them religions, those TV shows that they put, them cartoons. I didn't even
Right.
know this. 10 years ago, Captain Mashak is the one who put me on so that they have homosexual cartoons. I didn't even know none of that. I was clueless. School system, they teach about, I guess, I don't know exactly, but I know it's something that I would approve of dealing with that transgender garbage. You know,
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
right. Which talking about the laws, statutes, and commandments, the prophecies, but mainly about the laws. Because the whole entire thing is this. In order for us to rule, we got to do these laws, statutes, and commandments. So-called white men in the other nations, they know this. Don't think they don't know this. They know this. But the more you do it, the more you going to come back to the Most High, and the Most High going to destroy this earth. The sooner the better. Any more on that?
A little bit more, sir. And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Right. That's the job. You fight, you fight, you fight, we fight. We don't give up. We get back up and we fight. You get knocked down, you get back up. You get counsel. You get brothers. You get the sisters. You get the help. For sisters, they'll get sisters in the council, or they get their husband. But you fight, you fight, you fight, you fight. You don't give up.
Right.
You know. You endure to the end, and you give it. That's what the Lord really want to see. He want to see how much fight in us. How much fight do we got in us? Are you really fit for a king? Are you willing to fight for a kingdom?
Right.
George Washington, he was fighting. He burnt the bridge down.
Right.
So the men will be forced to fight. That ain't our fight. You gotta want to fight. All right. Give me Zechariah 14 and 12.
Okay.
But before you give me that, can you give me that other article and read that other article?
Okay. Sharing it to the screen.
Now this is a professor at Stanford University, a so-called professor, educator.
Slocky, sir. There we go.
Yeah, no sweat, bro. You good. Have you read this.
Okay.
Because this is another
This
thing.
is
Hold on, this is another thing being pushed on us. And listen, I've always hated interracial dating, marriages. When I saw it, you know what I mean? I look at I remember seeing brothers with Asians. It's like they think they got something exotic or something. You know what I mean? Or a brother with a white girl. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Or a sister with a white boy. Or Chinese. Like that shit is sickening.
right.
I've always hated that. And I used to think back about my sisters, how my sisters never was down with that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of sisters that I was around, they wasn't into white boys. They wasn't into no damn Asian. You know what I mean? Like they really wasn't into that BS. And I come from a family that got, that been to college and all that. They got degrees and all that. I don't have one because I wasn't built for college. That wasn't my thing. But go ahead.
Okay. This is from news1.com. Black male professor thinks more black women should marry white men. What do y'all think?
And here's the thing about that. And that's why my thing was when you brought up warning and I was like warning the people.
Okay.
Here's the thing with that. That nigga is a weakling.
Right.
Now he married to a sister, but he's a weakling. Because here's what he's saying. He's basically saying, sisters, if you can't find a man of your equal stature, which is really on a financial tip, he got to make the same amount of money. He got to be in that range and all that. This is what he pushing to young black college sisters, right? He telling them, don't look for a black man. Look for any race that can match your status. Like that is the most wickedest and weakest thing there is to tell black. It's basically telling black women to give up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stop looking and just looking or open up your options. You know what I mean? You need to have more of a broader option than that. And that is one of the most evilest things to do.
Right.
That's like me telling black men to go marry white women. You know what I mean? Like that irks me so bad that I have to look away. And I remember one time at camp, and Gen.YAHANNA, he appeased my wrath. I don't know if y'all know Shapar. Me and Shapar, we hated that. But Shapar had a extra thing with it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go in it. But most of the brothers, the captains, they know how Shapar was with that interracial. Me and him had a thing against that. Because we were seeing it how it was being pushed in the TV commercials in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? They kept pushing it. That's why I don't give a damn about, the so-called black celebrities. Because damn near everybody that's a black celebrity is married to a white woman or a white man.
Right.
You just start to look up, like the sister that won, she won an award, and I think, what's his name, Jimmy Kimmel? She stepped over Jimmy Kimmel or something like that. She got a sitcom now, and she won the award. I forgot for best writer or whatever. But anyway, she's married to a devil. Like everybody damn near in Hollywood, all your black celebrities, they damn near all married to a damn devil. I don't give them no props. no props. Serena Williams. I mean, I'm just like I'm not going to talk ill of them, but I will talk ill of their sin. But when they do a halfway decent deed, I really don't give a damn about them. You know what I mean? Like I'm about a Israelite man being with an Israelite woman.
Right.
Whether it's Native American Indians, Negro, or Latino, whatever. That's what I'm about. I've always been about that. I even been about that before I came into truth. Because, of course, I grew up in the Bronx.
Right.
So, I was raised around, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. But this is telling people to quit, stop fighting, and just go along with everything. Go along with this world. You know what I mean? There's people that always tell me this is how it is now. When you start talking to brothers in the streets and you hold a conversation and you start talking about interracial or LGBT garbage, and they act like, yo, this is what's happening now. Like, you can't fight it, join it. And I have to tell them, I said, we do fight against it.
Right.
I said, that's what we go on them corners for. Oh, you one of them Israelites? Yeah. We constantly battle over that because God said it was an abomination, that it was unlawful. Man. He told us not to give our sons and daughters. But now here it is, this educated Negro, he don't know nothing about God.
Right.
But he's looked at as somebody that's telling them, something right to do.
Right.
Oh man. We destroy our people, man. We destroy our nation, man. Because the first thing they do is once they gravitate to white people, they start spending money with white people. They don't never come back and visit the hood.
Right.
That's one thing I respected about LeBron is that he had a sister and that he would do things for the community. Now I'm not saying he would do a whole lot, but I had respect to him and Shaq. Shaq made a sneaker that was real cheap. I think this was back in the late 90s. Like he tried to make a difference. And it comes with them having black women.
Right.
You know what I mean? A white woman ain't really thinking about helping black people. She about helping her own people. A Chinese ain't gonna understand a Chinese man married to a black woman. What the hell would he know about police brutality?
Right.
He wouldn't understand that. They say Eve and her husband, they got into a little something, over police brutality and the killing of George Floyd. But she ain't gonna leave him. And she ain't gonna do nothing to help black people. That's why Christ said it's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now that's what Christ said. That's what Christ said. And let me tell you something. Christ comforted me when he said that. Because I don't look for rich niggas to do anything no more. Because we doing it ourselves. And we got to keep doing it, man. We got to keep doing it. We got to go out there to them homeless. We got to go out there to brothers and sisters out there in them streets. We got to wake them up.
Right.
Because what's going to save them in the end is that fight to do the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We got to go out there and warn our people like you brought out, and we got to teach them to fight.
Right.
To sin. It's the whole battle of a prophet to instruct the people. Go ahead and finish reading that article. But I feel like cursing the article out. That's why I'm not saying much, but I got to watch my mouth. But let me tell you something. I hate seeing stuff like this because it's being pushed on sisters, and some black celebrities is doing what the so-called white men want him to do.
Right.
So it just makes us go out and camp and put everybody on blast.
Right.
That's what you do. You put them on blast. You put Serena Williams on blast. Regina, what's her name? Regina Bell. You put her ass on blast.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Meet Ralph Richard Banks. Banks is the Jackson Ellie Reynolds Professor of Law at Stanford Law School. He's also the co-founder and faculty director of the Stanford Center for Racial Justice. Banks is
Stop. He ain't got nothing to do with no marriage. His skills don't have nothing to do with relationships. You
Right.
see what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like it don't say nothing about relationships. He's not no psychiatrist. He's none of those things. But his punk ass want to tell sisters to go ahead and marry the heathens. Go ahead, brother.
Banks is also a black man who appears to believe black women are better off marrying white men because, in his opinion, white men are their path to optimizing their success.
Like he's a piece of garbage. He's a punk ass piece of garbage, man. You see what I'm saying? You can chime in, young brother, if you want to. But he's a piece of garbage. And those big head niggas, them niggas need death.
Right.
Them niggas need death. Because they're not going to repent. Well, what they will do is that they'll lead the people to America, to serve America.
Right.
Like that's serving America. That is not serving the Most High.
Right.
Like he's a real bitch nigga. You know what I mean? To even say something like that. He has no skill set in relationships or psychology. And the punk ass deals with criminal. What is it? Read what he's about.
Kawakan.
Racial injustice. Is that what he's about? Silly ass nigga.
Banks is the Jackson Ellie Reynolds Professor of Law at Stanford Law School. He's also the co-founder and faculty director at the Stanford Center for Racial Justice.
Like his punk ass, that ain't even racial justice. You doing a disservice to black people, telling black women to marry white men. Why don't you get some of them Negroes out of jail?
Right.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you get these police that be beating up on blacks and Latinos, why don't you get them prosecuted? Why don't you get all the innocent brothers? You know, there's a lot of innocent brothers that's locked up in these prisons in America.
Right.
You talk to some brothers that just recently got out. They'll tell you, there's a lot of brothers that's in there that didn't do the crime. There's brothers in there that have done the crime. But there's a lot of brothers that haven't did the crime. That's why they always show, you know, a small percentage of brothers doing 25 goddamn years. But his punk ass is so concerned about a black woman marrying a white man. Hey, give me Nehemiah. You hold that article. Give me Nehemiah chapter 13 and 23.
Kawakan. This is the book of Nehemiah. You said 13 and 22, sir?
Yeah, 22 or 23.
Oh, 22 and 23. Kawakan. This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter.
I'm going to let you decide. I need you to read it. I'm just going off the top of my head. You can start reading, I think, from verse 23.
Oh, God.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13 and verse 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab.
Stop. Nehemiah seeing this, where these brothers was marrying these goddamn heathens. They was heathens, and they was Moab and Ammon. So now Nehemiah is seeing it. He's that cat that was out there teaching and warning the people, trying to instruct us to come back to the Most High. So now he's seeing this. Read on.
Of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. Verse 24. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not.
He's looking at this and he's seeing it, and he's seeing that this is off. These brothers these children shouldn't be speaking a heathen language. They should be speaking. He's seeing it. He know that that's destroying us. Read on.
And could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people.
Stop right there. What he's saying is that seed is following. He knew that if they couldn't speak Hebrew, they following the culture of their mothers.
Right.
Although that seed is an Israelite seed, but it's following the culture of the mother. That's why the Lord said, don't give your daughters over. Don't give your sons over, or that'll stop me from following. That'll stop them from following me. Read on.
Verse 25. And I contended with them and cursed them.
And he fought with them and he cursed them. Read.
And smote certain of them.
And he smoked certain of them. He was pissed off. That's my feeling with interracial. Right. Interracial dating, marriage, whatever. That's my feeling. But I can't do that because I got the teachings of Christ. They deserve a shot, just like I was given a second shot. But I feel that same rage that Nehemiah had.
Right.
Nehemiah would have probably stomped a mud hole in that professor's behind. Read on,
and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves.
Read on.
Verse 26. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him.
Right. He still sinned. And he was wise as hell. That professor, he need to get, well, I ain't even gonna say it, but may the Lord correct his ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he went and got a black woman, but he gonna teach other brothers and sisters to go ahead and just, really mainly black women. Like what the hell wrong with him? And that be the problem. We got bad parents. We got terrible grandparents. You know what I mean? But once again, that Christianity, it'll tell you to do whatever America tells you to do. It allows you to sin. Christianity and America, that's the mark of the beast in your head. It allows you to sin.
Right.
You know what I mean? It allows you to sin. But I feel like Nehemiah when I see that nonsense, man. All right? Give me Zechariah, last scripture. Zechariah 14 and verse 12. Oh, like you destroy, we destroy our people by telling people to go join the other nations. He telling the black woman, go ahead and join the other nations. Like, give up. You know, the old saying used to be, if you can't beat them, join them. That don't exist in the UPK.
Right.
We fight everything. You know what I mean? It ain't a physical fight. You know what I mean? We fight to go out to camp. We fight to make it to camp. We fight to make it to class.
Right.
Everything we do, we fight. Until it becomes normal. Then it'll be just a routine. You keep fighting, it becomes a routine. It stops becoming a fight. It's just a routine. Now it's natural. I remember a time when they had a snow blizzard. They had a blizzard back in the days. We were so used to going to camp 2 days a week. When the blizzard hit, it shut everything down for 2 weeks, maybe 3. And I remember me, Nayathak, and Kahan Mashak, and we like, yo, we don't know what to do. Like we pacing because we so used to just going to camp on Fridays and Saturdays. Like we didn't know what to actually do. We was that involved in camps. Camps was everything.
Right.
With General Yohanna, General Muhammad, and General Haas, and General Maya, and General Sharma, and Q, that's all we did was camp. I mean, we at one time in DC, they was coming down teaching us, so they would only come 3 times a week. So we wasn't getting all the history class and all that. We got scripture breakdowns and our breakdowns to go out and speak. And let me tell you this, we loved it. It wasn't a burden. It was not a burden. We would get up so much ready to fight that all we were like, yo, we get ready to go blaze up in Philly. Like to us, it was, you know, the battle was like, yo, let's get it. You know, I remember riding up to Philly and we going over our breakdowns and we trying to outdo each other, but not in an evil intent way. But it was, I'm getting ready to tear it up. Me, Shapar, all of us. Captain Ty Wall was with us. And everything was a fight. And it wasn't like a burden. Like camp wasn't a burden. Camp was like a lot of these UPK camps, they love going out.
Right.
They go out in 103 degrees weather. Now you know they love camp. 103, they was getting permission. They was asking me for permission. And I was like, man, if they fall out, I'm gonna get in trouble. But what I'm saying to y'all is, as you keep fighting, it become natural. Just like doing the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't think about no pork. You don't think about no weed. You done fought those fights and won. You keep fighting, you're gonna win. You don't fight, you're gonna lose. Some fights are longer than others.
Right.
Some fights are real short. But the main thing is that we gotta fight. You're gonna have to get in the ring and fight your lust, the demons, the world, all that. And it's all spiritual. And I pray it don't get physical, but Salakia. But it's all a fight,
Right.
and all a fight. It's all a fight. You're gonna make it out. Fight. You're gonna win. Like you brothers and sisters that's fighting, you keep fighting, you're gonna win. That's the end result. The end result is you don't fight, so nothing changes and you lose. You keep fighting and you get stronger. Keep fighting, you get stronger and stronger. That's the purpose of this, man. Purpose of this Bible, the purpose of the Most High, him being a man of war, is to let you know that he don't like no quitters. Like that piece of garbage, that piece of garbage was telling black women to quit. There's some strong sisters that won't date a white man. And I give thanks to the sisters in the UPK and the sisters that be online. Like there's a few sisters that are always online, and I can tell that they fight. They done fought, and they fight a good fight. And of course, you brothers are fighting the fight. That's why you in here. And with that, brother, we're gonna close out. All right.
Okay.
Anything you want to say?
Live, sir.
You straight? Hey, the water for opening up. It was a hell of a topic. You know what I mean? About warning the people.
No sign Christ.
No sign Christ to you,
Al-Wapinya. Barak. Yahweh Shibya Shabakta.
Yahweh Shem Shad Barakatah. Yahweh Shem Shad Barakatum. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'Shem Shah to the sisters. All right, Israel. Let a Hebrew speak. Hit them off with a good song.
Karukan.
Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every word, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now they walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all bucked out. Behind me say I cup full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This roll hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to something. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah, bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Yohanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak, and teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring their bloody band sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house, or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Shit call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king.